and it's the old proverbial, somebody grabs you, the arm comes back and they're going to punch you for that big finish. So you're minding your own business and it literally just comes over, clubbing action, whack.
Hi guys, I'm Kev from sonsofkane.com and welcome to this week's video. If you haven't already, send me an email at kevin@sonsofkane.com for a chance to win one of our funky hats signed by all the team. Today's video is going to be the top 10 attacks. As usual, the Chris.
It's almost as if you don't want to get married. What we're looking at is the top 10 common attacks in the UK. It does fluctuate, but these are the most common ones. We're just going to demonstrate them, and we're going to have a part 2 of what not to do when you're being attacked. As always, ring the bell.
I'm married.
Not to me, you're not.
Thank God.
I've got better taste. After I've rung the bell, and you've smashed that subscribe button, free the fit. Right guys, welcome to this video. This is a short video. Not going to be any action in it this week. This is, in the UK, the top 10 attacks. These do change on a monthly basis depending on knife crime, etc. But these are the most common ones. Now, before we go straight into this, when people do these attacks, they're either going to be ambush attacking you, where they will just, you'll be minding your own business and they will just come up and they will do whatever it is they want to do. So you have to be aware at all times. We'll talk about the OODA cycle later. So if I'm standing here talking to you, I'm completely distracted, and for all I know, Dan's walking up behind me and going to punch me in the back of the head. Ow, the pain. If somebody, it's called the triple D, and what they will do is discuss, distract, destroy. So they will engage you in a nice conversation. Hello Dan, how's the run going?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good run,
yeah,
Dan. Have you seen that blah blah, waffle waffle, etc. I'm discussing, I'm distracting him, blah blah blah, and then either I will try and take him out, or my trusty partner in crime, Kevin, will sneak up behind him, as he does, very overtly, nobody can see him coming, and we can talk about lovely weather for the time of year.
Yeah, I know, I meant to be
And
horrible.
there you go.
I don't know what this must be horrible.
I mean,
What are you doing?
all joking aside, this is what happens. So if a random stranger starts talking to you, be aware of squaring up to them. I tend to stand at an angle so I can see very quickly all around. So don't take these out of context, please. This is just a guide. Right, Dan's going to do the countdown. So we're going to start at the bottom, and at the bottom is number
10.
He's got a voice for radio, this guy. This is what we call the grappling style headlock. So I'm going to be minding my own business, whatever it is, and Dan is going to put me in a headlock. So he's either going to be punching me in the face or running my head towards a wall. That will be the first one. You can let go now. Okay, so very simple, but it does happen. This will be number
9.
This will be a knife attack. If somebody's presenting a knife and waving it in your face, they're trying to intimidate you. I'm so scared right now.
Okay.
But the most common attacks with the knife, if they're not doing an ambush attack, which we will cover later, they're either going to go for a slash to the face, to the stomach, or doing this, we call this the typewriter. So they're going for these cutting motions, or they will be coming up, getting really close and doing that real close jabbing knifing techniques. But we will talk about how to spot these when we talk about awareness and hand and body position with somebody who's carrying a knife. Right, this is number
8.
And this is a broken bottle or glass to the face. So very associated with drunks in nightclubs, pubs, bars, yuppie wine cellar type places, I don't know. But you're looking at somebody smashed a bottle or a glass on a hard surface, smash, and they're trying to drive it into your face. We're using for safety a water bottle. But what they will do is drive it in, and then if they're really nasty, they twist it as well. but it's a very nasty attack. So this is number
7.
right. This is what they call a lashing kick to the groin or lower leg. We call it a football kick, but this is the. Let's hope we finish this in one fight with one move. It's a big motion, and for those of you who know, who are trained, when you're sparring or fighting in a ring, your technique's there, and after about 4 or 5 rounds, it starts to slip, and all the things you're told not to do tend to slip in. So it could be, we're standing here and I presented a target, and all he's going to do is, and it will be a big exaggerated motion. So quite often they'll actually step back for you as he's done, and do a nice big, I'm going to kick you in the groin motion. But if you are pumped up and you're worried about this fight, you will get tunnel vision. So all you can see is his head, maybe his shoulders, and you're totally oblivious to everything else that's going on below that height. This is why people get caught with this. But this will be another discussion for a later video. Right, this is number
6.
So this is the bottle, glass, or if you're old school, heavy ashtray in the pub, attack to the head. So this is a weapon of opportunity normally. It's something that's there. All style and finesse is going out the window, so you're minding your own business, and it literally just comes over, clubbing action, whack, straight in. It could be anything, but it used to be, in our ye olde English pubs, you used to get these nice big heavy ashtrays that you could pick up. A lot of pubs now actually use plastic glasses and bottles, as Dan is kindly using on me. So it's a weapon of opportunity. It could be a chair, but I don't quite trust Dan enough for that one just yet. What? I'm sorry. Right, this is number
5.
So this is one of those techniques people like for a quick finish to a fight. Close in, so people are really close to you. It's very difficult to see what they're doing. It's going to be a double-handed grab. They're pulling you in nice and tight, and then their knee is going to connect with your genitalia violently, and it quite often finishes the fight quickly. So a lot of techniques you'll see when somebody grabs you, you do these nice complicated hand movements when your fine motor control's gone because of the adrenaline, and while you're worrying about where your hand goes, his knee has made connection to your nethers. Right, moving on to attack number
4.
Very similar to the previous one, double-handed grab. And what he's going to do this time is give me a nice headbutt. There are things you can do if you can see it coming, because generally what Dan did, his head goes back, he's giving me body language indications of what's going on. Bearing in mind you'll probably be in a heightened state of panic anyway, so it's very difficult to actually deal with. But we'll move on to that later. Number 3. We've done this a lot because it's a very common attack. And it's the old proverbial, somebody grabs you, the arm comes back and they're going to punch you for that big finish. Could be a round punch, could be a straight punch, big clubbing punch. People do this generally when they're drunk because they know where you are and they might be a bit unsteady on their feet as well. And if you look at some of the YouTube clips of this from nightclubs and bars, quite often they've got their eyes closed as well. I know I keep my eyes closed during a fight. Do you know why? If I can't see them, they can't see me. We're now down to number 2. This is, I want a big quick finish, and what they're going to do is just stand there, they're going to just step in and throw a nice big swinging punch in the hope it will connect and drop me, knock me out as quickly as possible. People want that big finish and they want that quick finish. This is an ideal one for the distraction because quite often people will stand at this angle. They're not square on, they're at a slight angle. Can you see this arm coming in?
No.
Can you see this one? No? Yeah. They go for this angle because you can see this hand, they're talking and distracting you with this hand. This hand isn't. This is the number 1 attack. Very simple, somebody's pushing you, and what they're doing is creating enough distance so they can do a nice big finishing punch. So they've gone through their discussion, distraction, all the other bits. So he's got the distance, he's stepping in, and there's his big finish. These techniques fluctuate in that these are current at the moment. You'll probably find next month we've had quite a spate of knife crime in where we live, and in one of the safest villages in the area, they've suddenly got a spate of knife crime. So it will change. One of the ones, our friend that we train with, he worked security at concerts, gigs, clubs and stuff. He said the worst person he ever had to deal with was this huge guy of about 6'6", and his technique was to put his head down slightly and proverbial windmill in. And he said it was one of the worst things he had to deal with in his life. We've now got counters for that, so we will play with that one as well. But it is something to be aware of. When people start flailing, throwing their arms and legs about willy-nilly, you've really got to be on your toes and on your feet and think fast to deal with it.
Thanks for watching, guys. We hope you liked the video. Again, keep your comments coming down below. We like it, and smash that like button.
We will be doing a knife video when our friend comes down because he's the expert and we're not. We're honest about this. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to care. Care. Is that in your vocabulary, you heartless wench? And as always, breathe fair.